Jake, I know you've got to see Derek Carr when he played both in Oakland with the Raiders and also in Las Vegas. Your thoughts on the Saints picking up Derek?
Well, listen, I think it's a good move. I've always been a big fan of this roster that the Saints have had, and I understand the injuries this year, but I just thought with the division how I wasn't overly sold on the division last year. I thought Tampa had a chance, certainly with Tom. But, they lost so many offensive linemen. But I just felt the Saints just had that superior roster, to be quite honest. And some injuries kind of went to bite them, and not the most consistent quarterback play. But, Derek, I think he's a really good football player. He's got a ton of ability. I think the big question that I have, and I don't know exactly what happened in Oakland and or Las Vegas, but there's 9 years there. Where was the it's like you saw some flashes and then it would revert back. You saw some more flashes and then it would revert back. And I gained so much respect for him during the 21 season with the whole John Gruden debacle, and then the Henry Ruggs disaster, and how that team, he just kind of kept them together. And then this year, it's just, I don't know, something happened with Josh McDaniels. I think David Carr basically came out and said it on NFL Network that there was no belief in his brother. To me, that's kind of what it was. So that was a strained relationship there. But for him to go meet Dennis, and they'll truly embrace him, and still the Saints, I think Jeff Ireland and Mickey have put together a really solid roster. But you're starting to see, I believe this, I think Atlanta made some strides this offseason, and I truly believe the Panthers have. And if the Panthers can get the quarterback pick correctly, then who knows what can happen.
Jake, one of the things, Bobby and I talk about this often, about how it is so slanted to the AFC when you look at top quarterbacks. My God, Jake, in my lifetime, I don't remember another situation like this when you can go down that list, maybe 7 deep, and you haven't listed an NFC quarterback. When you think about what that murderous row is in the AFC, and now the potential of Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets.
Well, listen, I can't understand why Aaron Rodgers would want to leave. And I think that was very smart on Derek Carr's part. Let me get out of this division that I'm in. What am I doing? If I can get to the NFC, you got a chance, like a big chance, with a decent roster, and that's what the Saints have. So I just don't understand. I guess there's some, deeper issues in Green Bay, but Aaron going to the AFC, much less that division. Miami, you know how talented that team is, and then you have Buffalo, so you always have New England. So I'm anxious to see how this soap opera all plays out.
Jake, I wanted to get your also thoughts. We talked a little bit earlier about Derek Carr, but with the just ginormous gap in talent between the AFC QBs and the NFC QBs, where would you kind of put Derek Carr in that hierarchy of the NFC quarterbacks?
Oh, gosh. Well, off the top of my head, listen, I'm trying to think.
Jalen Hurts is one.
Jalen Hurts is one, and it's not close, in my opinion. And then but now we're going to see a different Jalen Hurts. That team's going to be less talented. Yep. They still have talent, but it will be a less talented team. San Francisco, I think, will be there. I'm assuming Purdy will come back. I think he'll be fine. But you have a Dak Prescott. But then after that, it's like, kind of, where do you go from there? You got an injured
Matt Stafford out with the Rams. I don't know what's going to happen there with
I'm
him.
Like you, Mike. In that division, Geno Smith, we saw a different Geno last year. But Derek Carr's got to be toward the top. I mean, if you take his past resume, and if there is a healthy Michael Thomas to go along with Olave, who's one of the smoothest receivers that you're ever going to see run a route. And then the young kid that came on at the end of the year,
Rashid Shaheed.
Shaheed. I mean, the Panthers played the Saints the final week of the season, and I'm watching film, and I'm like, who is this young kid? Where did he come from? Just play after play, and they look for him. So, it's Derek should be up there in the top of the NFC quarterbacks. And so it certainly seems like there's a large gap between the AFC and NFC. There's no doubt.